of the two resolutions. Seconder.
I, Honorable Alima Ali Hussein from Busia County, second.
Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you. Chris.
Thank you very much, Honorable Joel Ruhu, our national chairman from Coast. As you can see, the party is rejuvenated and re-energized. Now, at this particular level, I want to invite my fellow Secretary Generals of the political parties in the One Kenya Alliance. And we want to start with the Secretary General of ANC, Honorable Simon Kiguru. Makofi kwake. Karibu, Mheshimiwa Simon.
Ford Kenya oye! Ford Kenya oye! KANU oye! Wiper oye! ANC oye! One Kenya oye! Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, the principals of One Kenya Alliance, led by our host today, Honorable Senator Masika Wetangula, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Honorable Senator Gideon Moi, Honorable Senator Malala, delegates, Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable Secretary General Chris Wamalwa and Secretary General Nick Salat, na wajumbe wote, hamjambo. Hamjambo jameni. Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya. Tujaribu pia ile ya KANU. Harambe. Wiper. Ala, Wiper. ANC. Semeni kwa sauti. ANC. Uchumi bora. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'll start by congratulating the Honorable Senator Masika Wetangula upon your nomination as the presidential flag bearer for Ford Kenya. As ANC, we are very proud to be associated with Ford Kenya. We are very proud to be associated with One Kenya Alliance. And we are here to show solidarity with you because we believe that this alliance carries the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of majority of Kenyans. And we believe that everyone, and especially the young people, are looking up to you, the principals, so that you can help free our people. As Martin Luther King said, none is free until all are free. And I can tell you, our people are not yet free. And in particular, young people. Our young people are not yet free from unemployment, free from hunger, you not believe it, free from desperation, free from fuliza. We look up to you with great hope that you are going to finally deliver this country and give us the freedom that we all look for. As young people, what are you looking for? Our forefathers were fighting the white man. They were looking for self-rule. They were looking to access land, and they achieved it. Our young people today, our principals, are looking for freedom, freedom from, what do I call this again? It's almost escaping. Because I want to put it the right way. Our young people are looking for financial freedom, financial independence. And that's why we are saying pesa mfukoni. So we are here as ANC to show our commitment, to show our solidarity, to show our fidelity to the One Kenya Alliance. And our party leader would have loved to be here, but is represented by Senator Malala. And you can count on us. You can count on ANC until the end. And we look forward to August 2022, when one of our principals here at Kasarani will be sworn in as the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. We have very many from ANC, and we may not introduce all of them, but we have Nick Biketi from our legal team, you can wave. We have Council Harriet from our legal team as well. We have our national chairman is here with us. We have Madam Chelangat, also is one of our directors. So we have come here to show that we believe in Oka, we are in Oka to stay, and Oka is our home. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Secretary General, Honorable Simon Kiguru. Now we move to Baba na Mama. Mheshimiwa Nick Salati wa KANU. Ndani. Karibu.
Our leaders who are here today, led by my old friend and new friend, Senator Weta, leader of the party that is the second oldest party of the Republic, Moses Wetangula, His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, my party leader, Mheshimiwa Gideon Moi, Malala, who is representing His Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, fellow SGs who are here, leaders, members of parliament. Niko na furaha sana kuwa hapa siku ya leo. Furaha yangu ni kwamba vile mmesikia hapa, chama cha Ford Kenya is the second oldest party of the Republic of Kenya. That is after KANU. Sindio? Now it's the second party again to hold its NDC after semeni, after KANU. So mnaona vile mambo inaendelea namna hiyo. Mimi ningependa kwa salimu nyote, amjambo. Ford Kenya! Ford Kenya! Ukweli, haki, hiyo ni kitu safi kabisa. Nikisema KANU, munasema love, peace and unity. KANU! KANU! Mimi nikisema Wiper, kazi ni kazi. Hiyo. Nikisema ANC, uchumi bora, unisaidie Malala. Uchumi bora, pesa mkono na angamiza uizi. Ama? Mimi niko na furaha sana hapa nikiwakilisha chama cha KANU, na niko ndani hapa kurudisha mkono because in your absence my colleague SG represented you well you were away when we were holding our NDC. And I'm happy to be here today representing my party to say tuko pamoja. Tuko ndani hapa. Tuko ndani. This journey is not a simple journey. When we hear of people coming together, you heard the late leader, Kijana Wamalwa, saying they took time to remove KANU from power. And today we are sitting together, Ford Kenya and KANU. Isn't that that's what politics is all about. Sindio tuko pamoja? We have sensed that there is danger. if we don't come together as a people, as parties, we're going to leave this country in the wrong hands. So I dare you, Ford Kenya. I dare you, ANC. I dare you, even us in Kanu. I dare you, Wiper, that for the sake of this great nation, let us forget our differences. We all want power, but Kenya needs salvation. And if we put our heads together as the different parties that have decided that we are under the umbrella of OCA, I can assure you nothing is impossible. You've seen how the late Wamalwa, Kibaki, Ngilu, and Raila, at the point where they needed to step up, they came together. And I think also the very same applies to us here. We are stepping up to save our country as we go into an election. Yesterday we were in West Pokot, and the preacher of the day says, heard in his sermons, akasema ya kwamba, if you have a dark heart as a leader, you will never be able to bring that brightness that the people of this country require. So we need to be very careful. We all know each other. We all know the leaders who are stepping up and asking for leadership in this country, that we assess them. And I believe this group here, I believe in this team that we have down here, that out of them will come a leader who will lead us into the next dispensation. And I believe, wangapi wanakubali hivyo? Wangapi wanakubali hivyo? Tingiza, 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 tingiza ndio niende niketi. Wangapi wanakubali hivyo? Mimi nikimalizia, nawashukuru sana, and I wish you well, Weta, as you lead your people. I wish you well. You're capable, I've known you, and I know you will deliver. So I urge the three of you, plus our brother who is not here, to please, let's keep this, and let's not prolong it. Let's keep it short and get the leader we want, and we go out there and convince Kenyans. Niko na timu yangu ambayo wameingia, simameni. I will not mention you. From the director, that is Director Wainaina, we have Osogo, we have, all of you are here, Toed from the head office, at the youth leader. We have Mbogo from Nairobi, our women rep Nairobi, Kajado, kutoka wale wengine director na kila mtu. Kanu iko hapa na kuna wengine pale. Kwa haya machache na mengi, this is where we will salvage this country. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Nick Salat. Now we move to Wiper, Honorable Robert Mbui, mbunge wa Kathiani. Makofi kwake. Karibu Mheshimiwa Robert.
To our party leaders, our principles of OCA, all protocols observed. Ford Kenya. Usawa, haki na ukweli. Kwanza kabisa nimekuja kuwapongeza as Ford Kenya, because it is an excellent program that you have lined up for us today. And not to forget, Your Excellency Party Leader, that it is not every party that can hold such a great gathering in peace from morning up to this time. Na mimi nasema kwa niaba ya Wiper kwamba tumeona Ford Kenya ni mandugu zetu, kwa sababu hata ukiangalia your slogan mnasema usawa, haki na ukweli. Sisi kama Wiper tunasema kazi bila wizi. Kwa hivyo naona tunashikana sana kama mandugu. I wanted to say that Your Excellency, Party Leader of Ford Kenya, congratulations for having been nominated as a candidate for the party in the 2022 general election. And I want to say that, you know, for you to have gotten where you have is because of one thing that I have noticed in politics. Wewe uko na msimamo. Wale wanasiasa wamefika kiwango yako, sio wengi wako na msimamo. And I'll give you one example, and please allow me. Unajua wanasiasa wanakaribia chama wakati wanataka kura. In last election 2017, na sitamtaja jina lakini iko governor aliingia Wiper just before the election in 2017 na akadefect after amechaguliwa amekuwa governor. Lakini wewe umekuwa na msimamo, you have stood with your people all this time. I also want to thank you for standing with our party leader kwa sababu mmekuwa marafiki. You have actually gone through a lot of political turmoil together. Kwa sababu from the time you have been a leader of this party, you have worked with Wiper all the way from 2013, 2017, and now I can see that we are working together in 2022. Congratulations kwa kuwa na msimamo. Nitaongea tu moja ya siasa. Unajua juzi walikuwa wameanza kuongea kwa mtandao ati wanasema OKA is dead. Na kwa sababu walikuwa wanasema hivyo kwa sababu walikuwa naona ati wakati tumefungiwa kufanya mikutano kwa sababu ya corona, wao walikuwa wanakiuka sheria za Kenya, wanaenda wanakutana na wanafanya mikutano zao. Kila soko wanakusanyisha watu wengi. Lakini sisi kama OKA tukasema tutangoja. Wakati imeinuliwa hivi na rais, the first meeting that was held in Kericho by KANU, which is part of OKA, iliwatingiza wakashangaa. Kutoka hapo tukaenda Kakamega, tumewashtua wameshangaa. Kutoka pale tumeenda Mlima Kenya, sasa najua wameanza kushangaa. Hata jana nimeona wamekimbia huko kwenda kujaribu kujitetea. Lakini tunawaambia OKA is here to stay. OKA has what it takes to take this country to the next level. Ningeomba tu moja MC. Unajua nimeongea kwa niaba ya chama, but my chairman is seated there. Zipapa alisema anataka kufanya tu kutingiza tu moja ya Zipapa. Zipapa anataka kukukaribisha chairman wa Wiper, uje hapa utingize tu moja. Nataka msikie sauti ya chama ya Wiper. I also want to ask that all our NEC members wa Wiper tafadhali msimame. Our chairman is going to recognize you. Karibu sana Zipapa.
Ford Kenya! Party leader wa Ford Kenya, Mheshimiwa Moses Masika Wetangula. Party leaders wetu wa vyama ambavyo mwaka ujao vitashika usukani wa kuongoza nchi hii, pamoja na wewe ndugu yetu party leader wa Ford Kenya ambao ni Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka wa Wiper, Mheshimiwa Gideon Moi wa KANU, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi wa ANC na wale wengine wengi ambao watakutujoin kwa upande wa OKA. Sitawataja hapa, lakini wako tayari kuja kwa OKA. Na wao tunawakaribisha. Tunawakaribisha kwa sababu msimamo wa OKA ni kuleta Kenya pamoja. Msimamo wa OKA ni kuhakikisha kwa kuna utawala wa nchi ambao utaleta manufaa kwa watu wote, vijana, wakina mama, watu wazima, sio porojo ya kudanganya. Sisi ati ndiuza mahindi, nani anunua mahindi kwa mtu? Wazee wapo hapo. Inueni mkono. Niko uliuza mahindi, uliyapata wapi wewe? Waseme maskini, either uliiba au ulipawa bure ni mtu fulani, mtaje. Mimi na mahindi mengi kwa sikumpa mahindi auze. Na nyinyi watu wetu, tufuate ukweli wa maneno. Huu ukweli ambao unasemekana kwa upande wa Ford Kenya, pana ukweli hapo. Ukweli ndio ambao utaokoa nchi yetu. Ukweli, ukweli, ukweli. Sio porojo, sio urongo. Mtu kwa kazini, kazi ni yake, imemshinda atoa mbinu zingine na kutukana viongozi wote kutoka mkuu wa nchi mpaka wale walio chini chini. Mimi kwa kweli nasema sitakubali, sitakubali, sitakubali. Na sisi sote kama Wakenya tuwe na msengo ambao naomba nieleze kwa nini atudanganya. Kuna mbinu ambazo kila uchaguzi kuna mbinu hufanywa. Zamani kulikuwa na mbinu kura nyingi zina kina mama, kila mmoja sema Wanjiku, Wanjiku, mama mboga, kwa sababu kura nyingi kwa zina kina mama. Watu wote walipogundua hivyo ikageuka, sisi vijana, nyinyi wengine nyinyi analog, sisi digital. Vijana wote wakaruka digital, hata hajui maana yake nini. Ashinda. Hivi sasa mbinu nyingine imekuja. Mimi maskini, mimi nilitembea bila viatu. Kwani wewe peke yako? Reserve kote walikuwa hana viatu. Mimi nilipata shida sana mimi. Hata pia niliuza mahindi. Afadhali au mahindi, wengine walikuwa hata hawana ya kuyauza. Mimi ni hivi. Sasa mbinu iliyopo sasa ni kusema watu ni maskini na wengi wa Wakenya ni maskini. Kwa hivyo ile mbinu ya Kianjiku na mama mboga ikageuka vijana, sasa imegeuka sisi mimi maskini na nyinyi maskini. Na waonya ndugu zangu, msije mkaingia kwenye mtego ambao utamaliza maisha yenu, kwa sababu hakuna ambaye aweza kuondoa umaskini kwa porojo tu hivi. Ukweli usemwe, hakuna. Ni sisi wa Kenya tuungane kwa ukweli unasemwa ni Ford Kenya. Ukweli, ili tusonge mbele pamoja bila wizi. Tena kama vile kama nasema sote tulikuwa huko. Tasema mengi hapa. Wajua usahau mara ndio kusema zipa hapa. Lakini wenzangu wa NEC wa Wiper, tafadhali na waomba msimame. Kuanzia na Deputy Party Leader wetu Farah Maalim yuko hapa na wenzangu wengine wako hapa wamesimama. Asanteni sana. Party Leader huko peke yako hapa, wenzetu wengi wako hapa. Natoa kutoa shukrani na kuiombea Ford Kenya ushindi kamili. Kama ushindi ukopatikana ni Wiper, ushindi ukopatikana ni KANU, ushindi ambao utapatikana na NC, kwa sababu mwaka ujao tutaunda serikali. Na usiseme kuwa sikukwambia tutaunda serikali. Sije ukarudi zipa pambano ukutuambia. Nimewaambia sasa tutaunda serikali. Asante.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now, I want to recognize the members of parliament who are here today. And because of time, we'll only allow one representative to speak from each political party. I just want to start with the Honorable Senator Petronila Were, nominated Senator of ANC, makofi kwake. We have Honorable Alfred Agoi, mbunge wa Sabatia, makofi kwake. We have Honorable Beatrice Adagala, woman rep wa Vihiga, ako wapi? Makofi kwake. Tuko na Senator Malala, Senator wa Kakamega, ambaye ana represent party leader Musalia Mudavadi, makofi kwake. Tuko na Deputy Party Leader wa ANC, Mheshimiwa Ayub Savula, makofi kwake. Wabunge wa Ford Kenya, tuko na Mheshimiwa Ferdinand Kevin Wanyonyi, ambaye vile vile ni chairman wa Ford Kenya Trans Nzoia County, makofi kwake. Honorable Said Hiribae, ambaye ni Chief Whip wa chama cha Ford Kenya kuanzia siku ya leo, makofi kwake. Tuko na huyu last born wetu anaitwa Mwajimbo Kalasinga kutoka Kapchai. Tuko na Daktari Enoch Kibunguchi, mbunge wa Lukari, makofi kwake. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Charles Kimose, mbunge wa Vihiga, makofi kwake. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Nasra Mohamed, ambaye ni National Treasurer wa chama cha Ford Kenya, makofi kwake. Na tuko na Deputy Party Leader Honorable Innocent Obiri, mbunge wa Bobasi, makofi kwake. Tunasonga kwa wabunge wa Wiper. Mheshimiwa Catherine Wambilianga, woman rep Bungoma County, makofi kwake. Any other MP wa Ford Kenya mwenye sijapewa china, asante sana. Basi next tunaenda kwa I've already mentioned Honorable Kimose Hamisi constituency in Vihiga County, and Mheshimiwa Enoch Kibunguji, mbunge wa Likuyani kule Kakamega County, makofi kwa daktari. Basi tunaenda kwa KANU, baba na mama. Nimeambia wabunge wengine wameondoka, lakini at least bado tuko na Senator Abshiro Halake, makofi kwake. Tunaenda kwa Wiper tuko na Mheshimiwa Dan Maanzo, wakili Dan Maanzo, makofi kwake. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Dr. Makali Mulu, Kitui Central, makofi kwake. tuko na Mheshimiwa Robert Mbui Kadhiani, makofi kwake. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Joyce Kamene, Woman Rep Machakos, makofi kwake. Tuko na Mheshimiwa Mawadhe wa Embakasi wa Wiper, kwa wapi nilimuona? Mheshimiwa Mawadhe mwenyewe, makofi kwake. Any other member of parliament is recognized? Architect Mulyungu mwenyewe, the tallest member of parliament in Kenya, makofi kwake. Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Seronei nominated kutoka Nakuru County wa Wiper. Thank you very much. Now on behalf of Wiper, I want to invite Honorable Dr. Makali Muli to come and speak on behalf of the members of parliament of Wiper. Karibu daktari, makofi kwake.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Malwa, to our principals, the party leaders who are in this gathering, members of parliament, and delegates wa Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya. Yuko nyuma itoshi. Hii ni function ya Ford Kenya. Yuko nyuma hamsemi chochote. Ford Kenya.
Simba.
Oh, that's better now. On behalf of the Wiper Party, members of parliament, ningependa kwanza niseme asante sana kwa kuwa na this important function today. Ford Kenya leadership ikiongozwa na Senator Weta, tunasema pongezi for this good event. Pili ni kupongeze sana Mheshimiwa Wetangula, because you have been nominated as the leader of this party and a presidential candidate in the year 2022. Niseme sisi kama wana Wiper tunaamini ya kwamba tumesimama na wewe kwa muda mrefu. The time I've known you and our party leader, His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, you have been more than brothers. And we have come in big numbers as Wiper to show or demonstrate our solidarity for this important event. We want to assure our brothers and sisters in Ford Kenya that in Wiper you have a genuine friend who you can count on. Kwa hivyo tutasimama na nyinyi, tutasonga mbele na nyinyi mpaka tuweze kuokoa nchi ya Kenya. Kitu moja ningependa kusema ni kwamba sisi wenye tuko kwa hii vyama, those of us who are members of KANU, those of us who are members of Wiper, those of us who are members of Ford Kenya, those of us who are members of ANC, and those of us who will be joining us from other parties, so that we are under one umbrella called One Kenya Alliance. I want to remind you that loyalty is critical. Loyalty to our parties is critical. And if we want to take the leadership of this country, party members, we must be very, very loyal to our parties. A strong Wiper, a strong Ford Kenya, a strong ANC, and a strong KANU is a very strong One Kenya Alliance. One Kenya Alliance. We say one people. One Kenya Alliance. One people. One Kenya Alliance. One people. So we are telling Kenyans we have a team which can deliver this country and move this important country to the next level. Brothers and sisters, let's unite together so that we achieve that goal of pushing Kenya to the next level. Mubarikiwe sana na Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana. Sasa tunaenda kwa baba na mama wa KANU, Senator Abshiro halake. Makofi kwake. Karibu, karibu.
Ford Kenya. Simba. Changamkeni jameni, Ford Kenya. Simba, Simba, Simba. Your Excellencies, principals of OCA, led today by the Ford Kenya principal, my friend Moses Wetangula, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you. I would also like to congratulate all the principals. We have such a strong team that we are proud of. On behalf of the members of Parliament of KANU, I would like to celebrate and congratulate Their Excellencies Kalonzo Musyoka and my own party chairman, Honorable Dr. Senator Gideon Moi, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, and to say that we as your foot soldiers, we are here to tell you, especially as KANU members of Parliament, you can count on our support, legislatively and on the streets anywhere in this country. So please do not look at me as member of Parliament from KANU and say, huyo anafanyia Mheshimiwa Gideon Moi, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, kama kuna kazi yoyote ambaye wabunge wa KANU watakufanyia, you can count on us. That is what partnership is all about. Waswahili wamesema, ushirikiano na ushindani ni moja. Ni sarafu moja, upande tofauti wa sarafu moja. Kwa hivyo ningependa kuwahakikishia ya kwamba sisi kama wanakanu, sisi kama wabunge wa KANU, tuko pamoja na wewe Bwana Wetangula. You can count on us, and you know it in Parliament, and we want to assure you, wabunge wetu wa KANU wako na wewe. Ningependa pia kusema ya kwamba Ford Kenya, I'm very proud of them today. They have chosen a woman as their deputy. Millicent, congratulations also. I would like to make sure that we show that diversity in all our parties, and I can count on our principals to make sure that our parties are diverse. Again, I'm very proud of my own party. Bwana Wetangula, when Mzee Moi saw leadership in you, and Mzee, as you know, alikuwa anaona mbali kama twiga, sio? He saw leadership in you and nominated you. Do not let his legacy down. Make sure as you go ahead, the 4 of you that are here, the 5 of you that are here, are going to be our next 5th president. Lakini ningependa uendorse party chairman yangu, useme ametosha, nyote mseme hivyo, kwa sababu ametosha. Na kwa hivyo, kwa hayo machache, kwa niaba ya wanachama wa KANU, kwa niaba ya wabunge wa KANU, ningependa kusema ya kwamba, na ningependa kabla sijaondoka, na ndugu yangu usinifukuze, Mzee Zipapa ameongea mambo mazuri sana. The fake narrative that is misleading our youth, Honorable Wetangula, if there's one person that can challenge fake narratives, it is you. We will count on you. We will count on Honorable Musyoka. We will count on Honorable Moi. We will count on Honorable Musalia Mudavadi to challenge the fake narrative that is being peddled to the youth of our country and being misled and making our country go down, and politics being played with the future of our children. Please challenge that narrative and make sure you take back the right narrative. And the last one, as KANU, Baba na Mama, we will not watch as people play politics with the future of our children, because we believe KANU is the mother and the father of this nation, and anybody that is playing politics is going to face the wrath of Honorable Gideon Moi, the wrath of all of us in KANU. And with those few remarks, I congratulate you and we celebrate you. God bless Ford Kenya. Ford Kenya.
Simba, Simba.
KANU. KANU. Jogoo. Sijasikia. Amani. ANC. Wiper. Hi, we need to improve those, but God bless you all.
Thank you, Honorable. At this particular juncture, we will go to ANC. We want to invite the Deputy Party Leader, Honorable Ayub Savula, mbunge wa Lugari. Makofi kwake.
Bindu bichenjanga. Our chief guest today, Honorable Wetangula, Mheshimiwa Senator Malala, Mheshimiwa Senator Gideon Moi, former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, all protocols observed. Ford Kenya! Bwana asifiwe nyote. Mimi ni mtoto wa pasta kutoka Lugari na Deputy Party Leader wa chama cha ANC. I take this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Wetangula and the delegates for the big occasion today. I saw a 411 breaking news last evening when I was in Mombasa, misleading Kenyans that today will not have this big occasion. But to my surprise, the day is good. Weta, lala usingizi mnono, chama ya Ford Kenya ni yako. Tumeelewana? Secondly, I received a call. I was actually in Mombasa and I'm going back now. We are doing the budget, supplementary budget committee. I flew in this morning after receiving a call from Musalia last evening that he could have been here, but beyond, circumstances beyond his control, he will not be here. So Senator Malala will represent him. But we came in to join Senator Malala as a team to show solidarity with Mheshimiwa Wetangula that Musalia is in this house. Is the spirit of Musalia here? Sasa kama mnaona sisi mmeona Musalia. Sawa sawa? Tuko na wajumbe kadhaa. Madam Adagala amekuwa hapa lakini uko area tulikuwa mmesema hivyo. Mimi nitanena mawili tu alafu niketi. One, principles you've done us proud. For the last 2 weeks, tumeacha kutusiwa. Tulikuwa tunaambiwa Gideon Moi amelala, yuko kwa kitanda, anapumzika. Kalonzo Musyoka yuko boardroom, anadiscuss na Musalia how they'll move from boardroom. Wetangula yuko boardroom. But today, the last 2 weeks, we've seen activities that have changed the perception of this country. Na muendelee hivyo, please. Get out of the bedroom and get out of the boardroom. Mukirudi kule, sisi vijana taonyorosha viboko. Because you are spoiling for us for the future. Tumekubaliana? Wangapi wanataka principles watembee sasa? Nimeona hapa maneno yuko mzuri sana. Lastly, mimi si kijana maneno mingi. I just want to give you a brief history how the leadership of this country was nominated. In 2002, Kibaki alienda nomination. Which nomination? They selected the presidential candidate through consensus. In 2013, Uhuru alifanya nomination. Gani? There was no nomination. This team seated here, Musalia, Wetangula, Kalonzo, and Gideon Moi, give us a presidential candidate through consensus. That is the only way. Tukianza kusema ANC leta delegates hapa, Ford Kenya leta delegates hapa, Wiper bring delegates here, KANU bring delegates here, will mess up the solid unity we have now. And as son of a pastor, I'm telling you, enemies wataingia ndani na tuatuharibia. Sio ni ukweli? Wangapi wanasema ni ukweli? Bebeni mikono juu. Sasa wambalo waongeza hapa resolution number 3. Hii imefanywa hapa leo na kwa hii chama. Mwisho kabisa. Jameni, hawa vijana wetu are desperate because hawana kazi. Hawa vijana wetu wamepewa narrative that watapewa wheelbarrow. Wewe umekuwa deputy president. You can take 10 years to sit in an office. The only economy you can deliver to the youth is a wheelbarrow. Shame on you. Shame on you. The other narrative ya marafiki zetu, so mnajua wale marafiki, sitaki kwa name hapa kwa sababu in future wanaweza tujoin ama sijui, lakini sisi tuendelea mbele hivi. You cannot promise Kenyans that you will be living on handout. Unaambia Savula ukiamuka asubuhi mwisho wa mwezi ngojea 6,000. Wewe kichwa yako ni mzuri. We want a Kenyan working economy. Mtu waamuke, biashara iko imara, uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni. Ukiamuka ukienda kuuza ng'ombe yake kama ni Masai, pesa inaingia mfukoni, uchumi inakuwa stable. And that is the policy ya ANC. Finally, once we adopt one common cause and we have one common presidential candidate, let's merge all documents in relation to coalition policy so that tunaweza tembea na policy moja kama wana One Kenya Alliance. Kwa hayo mengi sana, mimi nitapatia kwa heri boss, nikimbie Mombasa kwa mkutano, tuendelea na Mheshimiwa Malala. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Savula. Tukimaliza kwa wabunge for Ford Kenya, Mheshimiwa Ferdinand Kevin Wanyonyi, please, just for 1 minute. King Ferdinand.
Awe na Isa kama nao baba. Bila kucha kichiza chingali. Ngezi kwa bandu. Maroba polele bintu digital ifunga kaicha bana.
Basi, our principal president, Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, my friend, my brother, Gideon Moi, the new presidential candidate, Mheshimiwa Moses Wetangula, ndugu yangu ambao amekuja kurepresent Mheshimiwa Mudavadi, ndugu yangu Malala, our newly elected members of Ford Kenya, na wote ambao mmekuja, nataka tu tuagree kwamba hii siku ni siku tulikuwa natafuta. Nataka tuseme kwamba I'm so proud ya kwamba sasa Ford Kenya wako na ni presidential candidate, na kwa hivyo principals muko hapa na mwakilishi wa ndugu yetu Mheshimiwa Mudavadi. We must get out. Vile my friends have said, we have to walk out tuanze kazi. Na vile na agree with my brother who just left, ya kwamba naonekana hii State House imekaribia. Na kwa hivyo, let's work as a team. Na yule ambao nafikiria vile walikuwa wanasema ati Oka ni watu ambao wako kwa boardrooms, sijui wapi ni wapi, basi mnaona nyinyi wenyewe. Your Excellency Kalonzo, ukiangalia hapa, hawa watu wanatoka Kenya mzima. Kwa hivyo tuko tayari kama Ford Kenya kuunda serikali. Na kwa hivyo formula yetu ya kutafuta presidential candidate itakuwa kwa nyinyi wanne, utuambie tuende namna gani, and we want it as soon as possible. Because huko nje wanasema atutunalala. They are calling us all sorts of names. Lakini sisi mjachukua kwamba Ford Kenya tuko imara, na vile tuko sasa with our presidential candidate, we can now negotiate with you and be able to move forward.
Thank you.
Lastly and not least, nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kuwashukuru delegates wote ambao mmekuja. I'm so impressed. Nikuja hapa saa 9 asubuhi na ningali niko hapa. Ya kwamba kumbe sisi tunapenda chama chetu. Hebu tuone kama muko na mimi. Jitayarishe. Toa hiyo koho, tuone kama tuko pamoja. Ford Kenya!
usawa, haki na ukweli. Huko nyuma sijui kama mmepoweka au nini? Ford Kenya, Simba, 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 usawa, haki na ukweli. Nataka chukue nafasi hii kumaliza kushukuru my colleagues ya kwamba mmefanya vizuri sana kuja. At least you have given us impression. Mmekuja Wiper, members of parliament, those who have come from KANU and those who have come from ANC. Karibu sana. This is how we are. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you, Honorable Ferdinand Kevin Wanyonyi. Now we want to move to the stage of unveiling our presidential candidate. And before we do that, I'm sure Kelly is in the house, my party leader, the principals. Please allow me to recognize the technical team of One Kenya Alliance. Please, can you stand up? I can see Harriet there, Wakili Biketi. I don't know where Wakili Milimo is. Just stand up. Just stand up, please. That is the technical team of One Kenya Alliance. Makofi kwao. And lastly, before we unveil our presidential candidate, Your Excellencies, once again, I want to take this opportunity to thank our delegates for the work well done today. And as your new Secretary General, today I want to promise this, that we want to move with this party to greater heights of prosperity. As we move forward, we are going to impress consolidative and participatory kind of leadership. We are going to embrace teamwork. And above all, we are going not to entertain anything, zero tolerance to corruption. My party leader, we are going to stand with you. My humble request is you, the OCA principals, please stay together as a team. Team together, everyone achieves more. And I want to quote the words of one American philosopher on trust. Because as the principals, you must build trust among each other. And this American philosopher said this, that trust is like blood pressure. It is silent and very vital to good health. But if it's abused, it can be deadly. This was said by an American philosopher by the name Frank Sonnenberg. So my advice to you as principals, please build trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes a second to break that trust. We'll stand with you. We'll be with you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Now we want to unveil our Ford Kenya presidential candidate. And Bwana Kelly, please nakukaribisha ili tukaribishe our presidential candidate. He'll give the speech. Then afterwards, the OCA principals will give their remarks. Thank you and God bless you. I've been advised by Kelly that when we unveil the presidential candidate,
we have only principals on the stage.
Yes, only principals on stage. No Secretary General. I can see Nick Salat was very ready to come. I was also ready to be here, but I'll not be here. So only the principals. And Honorable Senator Malala, today, you are a principal. So you'll come with the principles, okay?
On
so
the countdown of 5. Naomba zote tusimame. On the countdown of 5, 4. Your Excellency, I will expect you to walk as you walk. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DJ na konfeti munipe. Wapi makofi? Makofi! 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 Wapi makofi? Makofi! Makofi! Tuendelee! Wapi makofi visivyo na nderemo? Twende! tuwashangilie kwa vifijo principals wetu. Makofi ya juu, makofi ya juu, makofi ya juu. Makofi. Aha. Aha. Asante DJ. Asante DJ Bindu Vichenjanga. There is a request from our photographers that you hold hands wapate back shot with the crowd. That way. DJ nipatie huyo Bindu Vichenjanga dakika chache tu. Naomba zote tusimame, tusimame tafadhali kutoka kule nyuma tusimame. Tusimame tafadhali tuwashangilie vizuri. Vizuri, vizuri, vizuri. Aha.
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, you found me 5 minutes before I started recording, but anyway, so most of you have been asking me why I started Lady CLC 19 with Joy Rongo. I have also had my own share of pain. I know how it feels to want to give up. This is basically here to speak hope and inspire somebody who's going through a rough patch, to tell them that they can turn their pain into power. Our guests are normally here to share their experiences so that you can know somebody else did it, so you can also come out of it stronger and better. Let me go to my recording, and remember to always stay tuned every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Undertaking husband duties on a boyfriend tender.
Guys, with bromance, do you share your woman with the bro? Have a sister? Give me your sister. I show you how these things are done. So you go release and be like,
Men supporting each other, not only financially, but also socially.
Don't mingle with women you can't deal with.
Is there really a formula for dating and marriage?
Some men are procreational, some men are recreational.
Every Wednesday on TV 46.
Kwa chama ambacho kimlihama kikamwacha bila chama. Amekuja Ford Kenya, amekaribishwa, na yeye sasa ni mmoja wa naibu wangu. Mama Millicent amekuwa acting SG wa chama kwa muda wa zaidi ya mwaka moja. She's held the fort, she fought the good war, she kept the faith, and she stands here now elevated to be only the second woman deputy party leader in Kenya. I want to congratulate them and assure members of Fort Kenya family that in these two, you have absolute trust, and they'll work together with the team of those who have been elected today. Thank you. Fellow Kenyans, my dear brothers, Ndugu Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Ndugu Gideon Kipsiele Moi, my son Cleophas Malala, representing my brother Musalia Mudavadi, ambaye hayuko hapa leo kwa sababu ambazo tunaelewa, all distinguished members of parliament, all our MCS present from all over the country, the new National Executive Council members who have been elected today, National Delegates Congress members who have traveled from all over the country, our invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here before you to speak to the renewal of a party with a history. Ford Kenya, as you have been told, is the second oldest party in multi-party Kenya. The first distinction going to KANU, led by our distinguished colleague Gideon Moi. For you to attain the status of being the second oldest party talks of resilience, talks of trust, talks of commitment, talks of a unity of purpose in the party. My brothers and sisters, fellow Kenyans, when I first took the reins of this party from a distinguished member of our party, the Honorable Muskar Kombo, the party had gone through the leadership of the country in a coalition called NAC, National Rainbow Coalition. We then joined like-minded parties to form PNU that took power in 2007. We later joined with WIPA and ODM in 2013 to form CODE. We later joined ODM, WIPA, and ANC in 2017 to form NASA. This journey of consistency has been built on trust, has been built on faith, and has been built on patriotism. That we, as Ford Kenya, will leave no chance in joining other Kenyans of goodwill in bringing together the unity of our country. That's why we stand here today with the alliance of One Kenya, OKA, an alliance that has captured the imagination of Kenyans, an alliance that has a leadership any Kenyan can trust, an alliance that gives hope to Kenyans, and above all, an alliance that anybody who associates with can see that there is truly light at the end of the long tunnel that we have been walking. Ford Kenya and our leadership, because I don't want to say it is my leadership, it's collegial. The national chairman, the secretary general, my deputies, the organizing secretary, the national treasurer, and all of you here assembled form the cogs that turn the wheel of Ford Kenya. And Ford Kenya wheel will turn and resonate with our partners in OKA to make Kenya realize that indeed this country does not have a shortage of good men and women. This country does not have a shortage of trustworthy men and women. And this country does not suffer any deficit of vision-filled leadership. As we move from here today, I want to humbly acknowledge and accept the honor you have bestowed on me as the leader of the party and as the flag bearer of the party. And above all, the latitude you have given me to engage my brothers and sisters in the body politics of this country, with a realization that in Kenya today and in many years to come, there is not a single region, there is not a single community, there is not a single party, there is not a single individual can walk the journey to leadership alone. You can only walk this journey with others. In my community, we have a saying that if you want to go very near here, walk alone. If you want to walk a long distance, walk with others so that you can be able to share and carry the challenges that you may encounter in this journey. And you look at Oka. Steve Kalonzo and I have served this country with distinction as foreign ministers. So when we come to what we can do for this country and what my presidency can do, if my brothers give me the opportunity to carry the mantle, is to ensure that Kenya takes its stage and the right position on the world scene. That Kenya will be a truly peacemaker in the sub-region, in the region, and in the globe. That Kenya will be a key player in every arena where solutions on conflict are desired, because that's what we have been doing in our lives in the past. Ford Kenya will be very keen and will be the driver in rejuvenating and enhancing the cooperation in the East African region, knowing, understanding, and appreciating that our #1 trading partners are not far from here, that Uganda remains Kenya's #1 trading partner, that Congo is rapidly establishing itself as a critical partner in the economy of Kenya, and that Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Somalia, Ethiopia cannot be ignored for Kenya's economic growth. We as a leadership, for Kenya in particular, Oka in general, will ensure that the Kenyan farmer is put back to where they belonged, that we shall deliberately ensure that while agriculture is a devolved function, the policy level of agriculture remains with the national government, and we shall craft and engineer policies that will make the Kenyan farmer a proud farmer, that will ensure that a Kenyan farmer is going to enjoy subsidies like farmers elsewhere, so that whether you are talking of maize growing, tea growing, coffee growing, cashew nut growing, ndengu growing, whatever, not to mention ranching and animal keeping, that the farmer is given an opportunity to enjoy the full benefits of the sacrifices they make to feed this nation. And this will be done by deliberate policies that we in Fort Kenya in particular and Oka in general will engineer to resuscitate the pride of the Kenyan farmer. That we, as Fort Kenya in particular and Oka in general, will relieve the Kenyan taxpayer the heavy burden they carry in paying taxes virtually on everything, and broaden the tax base so that the burden goes down and the base spreads wider to continue with the economic growth of our country. Fort Kenya, as a party, stands very strongly as we realize today there's COP26 going on in Glasgow, that our environment is key to our future generations, that we shall ensure that the world standards of minimum of 10% forest cover, and we shall not limit ourselves to minimums, we shall strive to ensure that Kenyans learn how to live with trees and forests to resuscitate our environment, and our target is to have 25% forest cover for our country. That way we'll be able to eliminate many regions of Kenya from the list of ASAL countries, counties, and from the list of marginalized counties and regions. In Fort Kenya, we believe that the large number of single mothers in this country have constantly lacked proper attention from both levels of government, at the county levels and the national levels. We are going to put all our single mothers at the best pedestal and center of economic engineering to make sure that their talents, their capacity to work, and their capacity to produce and generate wealth is tapped fully by giving them breaks and safety nets that will ensure that a child of a single mother is not any different from a child of a couple of both a mother and a father. That they have the right to go to school, and that bursaries will be available to all. In fact, I have said this before, that there are countries like Cuba that have done so much with so little. There are countries like Philippines that have done so much with so little. My brothers in Oka, the Ford Kenya leadership in particular, and all of us in general, must ensure that when we talk of free education, it is truly free education. When we talk of subsidized facilities, they are truly subsidized facilities. In our Ford Kenya leadership of Usawa, Haki na Ukweli, we believe that a child in Mandera is entitled to what a child in Lavington in Nairobi is entitled to. That a child in Kwale is entitled to what a child in Eldoret is entitled to. So we shall put at the center of Kenya's policies equity and justice. That when we talk of devolving functions and resources, we must truly devolve functions and resources, so that when the growth is felt in Nairobi, the same growth can be felt in Elgeyo Marakwet, in West Pokot, in Turkana, and everywhere. I am particularly proud, brothers and sisters, that before the advent of devolution, there were counties in this country where children only read about tarmac roads in books, where children read about water in pipes in books. Today, even Mandera can conduct cesarean services to our disadvantaged motherhood. Today, even Wajir has tarmac roads. Today, even Mandera has tarmac roads. Today, even Marsabit has tarmac roads. And that is the Kenya we want. The Kenya where everybody has a pride of being a Kenyan. As Ford Kenya, you saw our history in the documentary. The party has walked the journey of bringing fairness to this country. Our founding fathers, whom I stand here to salute with the greatest pride, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Masinde Muliro, Wamalwa Kijana, Muskari Kombo, and others, wherever they are, they must feel proud that they left a heritage to us, that we have a duty to carry as a heritage to the sons and daughters that we have tomorrow. And that I will not fail you. I will ensure that as a team, we have a consultative leadership. As a team, we have a collegial leadership. And above all, as a team, we have a patriotic duty to ensure that this country does not get hijacked by retrogressive and dark forces that want to take this country the wrong direction. We want to ensure that this country has Kenyans who build it. We say Rome was not built in a day, but Romans were there to build it. Kenya will not be built in a day, but Kenyans must be there to build it. But we will not build Kenya when some work and others consume, when some toil and moil and others enjoy the largesse of production, when some wake up every morning As Mwalimu Nyerere used to say, mkulima anaamuka, jembe mkononi, anaenda kazini. Bwenyenye anangojea kunyonya jasho ya mkulima. That will not be the Kenya we want. And I want to assure Kenyans, I want to assure Fort Kenya, that in me, you have trust. That in me, you have a leader who will not exalt himself, but who will humble himself in every situation. To make sure that what I don't know and you know, I have a duty to learn from you. And what you don't know and I know, I have a duty to show you without being arrogant. Because as we say, in life, there will be those who will hate you. There will be those who will try to derail you. But there will never be those who will stop you. They can derail, they can do what, but focus on what we want to do. And my Oka brothers, pick a leaf from Winston Churchill. He said, you will never finish your journey if you stop to throw stones at every barking dog. Focus on what we want. Keep our eyes on the ball. And I can tell you, there are no people in this country who are born to be presidents. Everybody was born with equal capacity and equal opportunity available. Any one of you is as good as the other. And in Fort Kenya, that's why we believe in usawa, haki, na ukweli. That today I stand here more proud than ever before. Born Kenyan, brought up Kenyan, living Kenyan, practicing my life as Kenyan, practicing my politics as Kenyan, and every day I speak, I believe I add value to our country. And every time you speak to, add value to your country. Because our generation today, my brother Kalonzo, my brother Gideon, my brother Musalia, and all of us here, borrow a leaf from John F. Kennedy. Don't ask yourself what Kenya is doing for you. Ask yourself what you are doing for Kenya. And that way, everybody will have an input. The cake is sweet, but everybody must contribute towards the making of the cake. And whoever contributes towards the making of the cake, even that Hards boy out there has value to our economy. That woman in Mwea who is resisting snails and bilharzia has a value to the Kenyan economy. That Maasai herdsman battling lions and hyenas from eating his cows and goats has value to our country. That farmer who is bracing snakes in sugar farms in Kakamega, Bungoma, and Nyanza has value to this country. And the moment we recognize everybody and their value, you will see how happy this country will be. Martin Shikuku used to say, where there is justice, you don't have to worry about anything. And the English say, when you speak the truth, you don't have to remember anything. It is conmen and liars who struggle to remember what they said a minute ago. But when you speak the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Because the truth is like the sun, is like a woman's pregnancy. You can never hide it. It will be seen. And if it's not to be seen, 9 months, a child will be seen. You can't hide it. So let me end by thanking Fort Kenya, my party, my heritage, my future, that today you have made Kenyans proud. Today you have stood tall to be counted. Today you have diminished those naysayers. Today you have debunked lies from the truth. And today, Fort Kenya stands as a proud lion party, imara kama simba. Tukinguruma, kila mtu anasikia. We remain at the top of the food chain in the politics of this country. And for us to do so, my brothers and sisters of Fort Kenya, tupendane, tutembee pamoja. Yaliyopita tuache nyuma. You cannot drive forward and make progress with your eyes glued on a rear view mirror. You have to look forward. That's why the windscreen of your car is bigger than your rear view mirror, because you are going forward. And Fort Kenya is going forward. And Fort Kenya will go forward with others. And Fort Kenya will go forward with Oka. Because in Oka, we see justice. In Oka, we see the future. In Oka, we see hope. In Oka, we see a leadership that Kenyans have been looking for. And in Oka 2022, I have said, and I want to repeat, I will form government with others, or others will form government with me. And those others will be in Oka. Nisiseme maneno mingi. Hii nimesema imetosha, kwa sababu leo ni siku ya furaha. Furaha tele kwa chama chetu cha Ford Kenya, chama cha Simba. Tuwajivunia kuwa na marafiki kama nyinyi. Kwa sababu usipokuwa na marafiki hutatembea vizuri. Marafiki wakiweko, you feel the confidence, you feel the trust that they give you. And we don't take for granted your being here, sitting with us the whole day. But more importantly, my delegates from every part of the country, you are great people. You are great men and women. And today, like I said in the morning, you have been able to distinguish boys from men and girls from women. And the party is moving forward. Allow me now, as I glow in this great event, allow me now to invite my brothers who are here to also say a word. And I want, as I do so, to acknowledge that Kalonzo Musyoka has been my personal close friend from 1985. It is not a short time that Gideon Moi, his father, picked me from my law firm and made me a member of parliament when I least expected it, and started my journey. That my brother Musalia Mudavadi, represented by my distinguished son Malala, we have walked together this journey from the day I was nominated into parliament. We became friends. We have still walked together. So when you have friends like this, what would you be afraid of? Nothing. And when God is with you, who can be against you? Nobody. So let's praise the Lord for always being there for us, come what may. Because the Lord says, before you are born, I knew you. When you are born, I saw you, I knew you. As you grew up, I see you, I know you. So God knows who among us will be the 5th president of Kenya. And I want to pray to you, God, that that person be none other than yours truly. Weta. My son Malala, now you can come and give the speech on behalf of my friend and brother Musalia Mudavadi, so that I don't keep on coming to the stage until you finish. When Malala finishes, my brother Gidi, walk to the stage and make your speech. When you finish, the penultimate speech will be my brother Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And you are such wonderful people. I love you all. Thank you.
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, you found me 5 minutes before I started recording. But anyway, so most of you have been asking me why I started Lady CLC 19 with Joy Rongo. I have also had my own share of pain. I know how it feels to want to give up. This is basically here to speak hope and inspire somebody who's going through a rough patch, to tell them that they can turn their pain into power. Our guests are normally here to share their experiences so that you can know somebody else did it, so you can also come out of it stronger and better. Let me go to my recording, and remember to always stay tuned every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
in their silent graves. It will be unceremonial if we do not recognize the founding fathers of Ford Kenya, led by the late Oginga Odinga, Michael Kijana Wamalwa, Bama Harris, and the Iron Lady, Wangare Maathai. Today, Man Weta, on behalf of ANC Party, tumekuja kukuonyesha kwamba ANC and Ford Kenya are like conjoined twins. Sisi hatuwezi achana. Tumekuja kukuhakikishia kwamba our bond will continue being stronger. You shall not see any sibling rivalry between ANC and Ford Kenya. My party leader, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, has a lot of confidence in you, Weta. He believes in you. You are a leader. You are a team player. And we all support you. Kumekuwa na propaganda mingi ati Ford Kenya, sijui ni ya nani. We all know the stature, the political demeanor of a political party leader. Ukiangalia tu, ukiingia hapa ndani, you can isolate party leaders from other people. When you look at Wetangula, you see a party leader. You see a national leader. Lakini iko wengine nimesikia wakikimbia kule, they don't know even how to shave their hair, ati wanajiita party leader. Party leader ya nani wa? We believe in Wetangula. Wetangula, kalia hiyo kiti kabisa. And as One Kenya Alliance, we are going to work with you. Second, as I speak to you here today on behalf of my party leader, we must remain cognizant of the fact that our country is at its lowest. Uchumi wetu umefika chini kabisa. Vijana wetu wanaumia, hawana pesa mfukoni. Wamama wetu kule sokoni hawana mahali na hawana hata capital ya kufanya biashara. Vijana wetu ambao wanatoka universities hawana kazi, hata nafasi ya internship hawapewi. Ukiangalia sasa hivi watu wetu wengi, hata leo tunavyoongea, tukitoka hapa kuna watu hawajui wanaenda kukula nini leo jioni. And it's therefore my humble opportunity today to call upon the principles in One Kenya Alliance. This is your time to liberate Kenya. This is your time. Our founding fathers in 1963, led by Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, they delivered a gift to this country in the name of independence. The second liberators, led by Oginga Odinga, Michael Kijana Wamalwa, Masinde Muliro, they delivered to us multipartyism and democratic space in this country. The third liberators, led by Mwai Kibaki, Raila Amolo Odinga, delivered to this country a gift in the name of the new constitution that we are enjoying right now. One Kenya Alliance, you are the fourth liberators. Do not let us down. You need to emancipate us from the shackles of abject poverty in this country. This is your time. You must be together. You have no option to be together because Kenyans now depend on you. Mimi kama kijana ninaumia sana nikiona wakati siasa inafika, people come and start dangling carrots of deceit to our young people. Wanawadanganya kwamba we shall give you free money, we shall give you free wheelbarrows. I want to challenge those people. And most of those people giving us false promise ni watu ambao wamekuwa kwa usukani for 10 years. Nataka kuongea na vijana wa hii nchi leo. Mfunguke macho, msichezwe kiufala. Mfunguke macho. Kama mtu hajakusaidia kwa miaka 10, akiwa katika serikali atasaidia aje uchumi wetu kwa miaka 5 ambayo inakuja? Kama mtu amekuwa kwa serikali miaka 10 hajakupatia zile laptops alikuambia in 2013, atakupatia aje laptops in the next 5 years? Kama mtu amekuwa kwa serikali miaka 10 hajakuundia stadium hata moja, atakuundia aje stadium in the next 5 years? Kama mtu amekuwa kwa serikali miaka 10 hajatatua shida ya Aror na Kimwarer Dam, atatatua aje shida yako kwa miaka 5? Kama mtu amekuwa kwa serikali miaka 10 hajakupatia free secondary education, atakupatia aje free university education na ameshinda kupatia free secondary education? Na mwisho kabisa, kama mtu aliingia kwa serikali, kama tuko na vijana milioni 3 peke yake ambao hawajapata ajira, after 10 years we now have 12 million youth who are unemployed. Sasa akipata serikali atakupatia aje kazi? Vijana, fungukeni macho, and the hope is with One Kenya Alliance. And I want to debunk this economic narrative ya kusema kwamba ati we shall emancipate or we shall revive our economy through a bottom-up approach. Leo nataka kuuliza swali moja. It is true that this country is at the bottomless pit of problems. Ni ukweli? Wewe mtu ambaye unasema bottom up, wewe ndio umetufanya tukafika pale kwa bottom, And if you are at the bottom, you don't require mtu ambaye pia uko naye kwa bottom akusaidie utoke kwa hiyo bottom. You require somebody who is up akuvurute kutoka kwa hiyo bottomless pit of abject poverty ukuje juu. One Kenya Alliance is at a strategic point kuvuruta wale watu ambao wako kwa bottom kule chini wakuje up. Sisi ndio tutawasaidia kutoka kwa shida zenyu za bottom up. I want to assure you. Mwisho kabisa, I also want to debunk this narrative of tokenism. As young people of this republic, sisi hatutakuwa ati wale watu ambao wanapewa pesa kidogo kidogo. Ati unapewa shilingi 5,000, unapewa shilingi 6,000, ati tukipata serikali tutapatia kila nyumba shilingi 6,000. Vijana munisikie, an average household of Kenya consists of 4 people. If you are given 6,000 per month, that means you are given 200 shillings for 4 people per month. That means you are given 50 shillings per day as a young person of this republic. Nyinyi vijana, munataka kukaa na finje kila siku kweli? Hata sasa hivi shilingi 50 haiwezi tusaidia. For us, One Kenya Alliance, and I have listened pensively to our principles here. We don't believe in tokenism. We believe in realistic promises. Sisi kama One Kenya Alliance, na Mheshimiwa Mudavadi amesisitiza kwamba yeye na viongozi wengine wa One Kenya Alliance wanaenda kuhakikisha kwamba wameinua uchumi wa ekonomi wa nchi yetu. Anaenda kuhakikisha kwamba amepump in pesa katika manufacturing sector so that we create more jobs for our young people. That is a realistic approach. We are going to pump in money in the agriculture sector so that we curb rural to urban migration. Tunataka vijana wetu wapate kazi kama wamekaa kule Kwale, vijana wapate kazi. Sio lazima mkuje Nairobi. Vijana wa North Eastern, tunataka mpate kazi kama mmekaa kule North Eastern. Vijana wa Kisii, tunataka mpate kazi kama mmekaa Kisii. Vijana wa Matungu kule Kakamega, I want you to remain in Matungu. We shall bring you jobs in Matungu. You don't have to come to Nairobi. We shall bring you jobs at the comfort of your houses. So mimi namalizia nikisema, One Kenya Alliance is a symbol of unity. This country needs unity. Na leo nataka kuwaambia kwamba Wakenya ambaye mnatazama sasa hivi, muangalie vizuri sana kwamba Kenya sasa hivi iko katika inaitwa time bomb. Leo hii tukichagua wale watu wa wheelbarrow wakuwe marais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Kenya nusu itakasirika na Kenya ingine itaanza kuchoma vitu hapa wakiandamana for 2 years. Leo hii tukichagua wale watu wa Azimio la Umoja, Kenya nusu itafurahia na Kenya nusu itachomeka. If you want peace, mukitaka Kenya iwe pamoja, believe in these principles ambao wamekaa hapa. That is the only way tunaenda kuweka Kenya pamoja. And I want to finish by saying that Honorable Musalia Mudavadi has sent me to you, Kalonzo Musyoka, to you, Gideon Moi, to you, Wetangula. He has told me to affirm his position to you, that man Gideon Moi, you will never walk alone. Man Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, you will never walk alone. Weta, your brother is affirming that you will never walk alone. Na pia sisi tunatarajia, you will never let Musalia to walk alone. Sisi tunamaliza tukisema kwamba tunataka muungano wowote ufanywe kabla kura. Masuala ya sisi tunapita kura, watu wanapigana, damu inamwagika, ndio tunaenda kusalamiana handshake kama watu wamesha kufa. We want to avoid that in 2022. If there is any handshake, it must be done before elections. Kama uko genuine, wewe ni mtu wa handshake, kuja sasa hivi. Sisi tukipata handshake, tukipata serikali, handshake ya baada ya kura hatutakubali. Wewe mtu wa handshake, kuja sasa hivi, milango ziko wazi. And our clarion call is no handshake after bloodshed. Hebu turudie, no handshake after bloodshed. No handshake after bloodshed. Thank you and may God bless you. Pokeeni salamu za Musalia Mudavadi. I want to call upon Mheshimiwa Gideon Moi ambaye ndio principal wetu wa chama cha KANU. Wapi kidole ya KANU? Kidole ya KANU. Karibu sana.
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, you found me 5 minutes before I started recording, but anyway, so most of you have been asking me why I started Lady CLC 19 with Joy Rongo. I have also had my own share of pain. I know how it feels to want to give up. This is basically here to speak hope and inspire somebody who's going through a rough patch, to tell them that they can turn their pain into power. Our guests are normally here to share their experiences so that you can know somebody else did it, so you can also come out of it stronger and better. Let me go to my recording, and remember to always stay tuned every Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
Undertaking husband duties on a boyfriend tender.
Guys, with bromance, do you share your woman with the bro? Have a sister? Give me your sister. I show you how these things are done. So you go release and be like,
Men supporting each other, not only financially, but also socially.
Don't mingle with women you can't deal with.
Is there really a formula for dating and marriage?
Some men are procreational, some men are recreational.
Every Wednesday on TV47, the Men's Conference brings you a cocktail of top-notch advice to breed alpha males for alpha females in the society.
Today, I want to talk a little bit about Weta. Weta, tumejuana for a long time. And Weta has been was known more closely by my brother, the late Jonathan Kipkemboi Moi. Weta was his lawyer, Weta was his friend, and that's how, as a family, we came to know Weta. And from then until now, our relationship has been one with us and the family of mutual respect and admiration. Walifanya mengi na ndugu yangu. Iko story moja ningependa niwaeleze. Weta sijui alidanganya ndugu yangu wakaenda paka Tanzania atukutafuta nini gold. Wakasanya pesa kidogo wakakimbia paka Tanzania to trade in gold. And they told us at Ngojeni, we will change your lives. Ninangoja paka leo maisha ibadilike. But notwithstanding, wakakaa marafiki paka wakati Mwenyezi Mungu akamchukua, ndio tukaendelea sisi sasa na Weta. Members of Ford Kenya, Uja Teresa, you've done the right thing in choosing Weta. An eloquent politician, a politician who stands by what he says, who says what he means and means what he says. He's been tested over time in his history in Ford Kenya, all the way to when we've met, now politically under One Kenya Alliance. I stand here in awe in the dynamics of politics. And they say politics is the art of the possible. Who would have thought that there will be a time that Ford Kenya and KANU wataonja tear gas pamoja, watatembea pamoja, na watajichunga pamoja. Who would have thought that? But it has happened. And it has happened under the umbrella of One Kenya Alliance. It has happened because we've come together in the realization that if we do not stand, if we do not commit ourselves to our people, our country, which is now, I'll be honest with you, in the abyss, will topple over. And you need patriots who will stand and commit themselves, mind and soul, to the goals which is ahead of us. And Weta has proven to be that person amongst us in One Kenya Alliance. I saw his political prowess wakati tulikuwa huko Kapchai. And in Kapchai, we had 2 by-elections. In Kapchai, we had 3. Matundu, Matunga, Matundu, Matungu. Nilikuwa na kutest hapo na Machakos. Weta told us, Kapchai uniwachie. Hiyo utaona maajabu. And we saw Weta. You organized well. You had solid grassroots support and networking. We came there to escort you, basically, and to show your people that, as Malala said, that you do not walk alone. And the great people of Kapchai did not let us down. And I'd like to thank them and the members of Ford Kenya who did wonders to ensure that we got victory. And that the Lilian Vuani And that is what we are looking forward to come 2022. Under Oka, wengi wameshasikia what we are promising, what we stand for, and what we want for our great country, Kenya. You've heard of our economic ambitions. In it, you've heard of what we would like to deliver to Kenyans. You've heard what we've said about making sure that Kenyans have money in their pockets, to ensure that Kenyans have employment, especially our youth. We've talked about education, that we are sincere that Kenyans will have free and real free secondary education. In the agriculture, you've heard about our plans in the agricultural sector, to the extent that we want to bring back GMR, guaranteed minimum returns for our farmers. So when the farmer toils, he knows exactly what he's going to get. You've been told about our 24-hour economy in 3 shifts, which His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka has eloquently said. There are many, and you've heard how we want to treat or to deal with the issue of corruption. Na hiyo mimi nasemanga hasa sisi watu wa chama chetu cha KANU. Ufisadi mandugu zangu. You cannot pussyfoot round that topic. Corruption has to be dealt with in a manner that those who even think about practicing ufisadi or corruption will never have a second chance to think about it again. And as I said, unajua, or you know what I mean, and you know what I'm trying to say. But because I've been warned that chunga mambo ya human rights, sisemi kwa this type of platform, nitasema tu wakati tuko sisi, tukionana macho kwa macho, huko mashinani. But you're going to deal with it ruthlessly. Ruthlessly. So that we've got to understand the problems that we're facing, half the problems that we're facing today emanates from that. It emanates from corruption, it emanates from wastefulness in the government sector. I do not want to belabor that. Many have talked before me and many others will talk behind me. Today was a day of celebration for my friend, and today I said I will come to stand with him, to come here so that all of you of Fort Kenya can see that, yes, Weta has friends. Weta has people who will stand with him. And Weta has people who will go with him paka wire, paka mwisho. And I would like to ask and plead with you, delegates, tafadhali, tafadhali. Ukifika nyumbani uhakikishe kwamba Ford Kenya huko mashinani iko na nguvu ya kutosha. Kwa sababu nguvu ya Ford Kenya ni nguvu ya KANU. Nguvu za Ford Kenya ni nguvu ya ANC. Nguvu ya Ford Kenya ni nguvu ya Wiper. Nguvu ya Ford Kenya ni nguvu ya One Kenya Alliance. Nikimaliza, unajua, when we are alone, we talk many things. hasa sisi principals. Iko mengi ambayo tunasemanga. And I'd like to tell Steve this, Steve-O. Sababu wakati mimi naingianga room na hao wako wanaitanga mimi kitinda. So I'd like to tell Steve, who's our senior, kwa hapo, I always tell him, Steve-O, you're the greatest, but I'm the latest. Asanteni sana. Karibu sana. Your Excellency, Kalonzo Musyoka, Party Leader ya Wiper.
Tunawatunza vyema ndege za angani, wanyama wa porini.
That's what we are. Our brother Moses Wetangula, Moses Masika Wetangula, and the Ford Kenya delegates assembled today at Bomas of Kenya in your thousands. My brother Gideon Kipsiele Moi, and our brother Senator Malala, representing our brother Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. And we also bring you greetings from our friend Cyrus Jirongo, who traveled out of the country. And so I want to join my friends, mainly Gideon, when he said today is Weta's day. So we don't really want to spoil your party, because this is your day. We are so proud of the sense of organization, the sense of great organization, the green we see, which represents in so many ways agriculture, the beauty of our country, the resilience, and the ability to just win over difficult challenges and situations. There are many people who thought this function will not happen. Has it happened or has it not? Imefanyika, haikufanyika? Simba. Ford Kenya. Weta. One Kenya. One people. One Kenya. One Kenya. One people. One Kenya Alliance. Basi, kwa kifupi sana, kwa sababu nilisema ni siku ya ndugu Weta, tunawapongezeni sana wana Ford Kenya, twawapa heko, twashukuru vile vile kwa uvumilivu wenu, usawa wenu, na kufanya haki kwenu. Na hivi basi, kama wanahoka, tukisema hongera. Pia nyinyi shughuli hizi zimeingiliana na zingine za Wahindi. And we want to say happy Diwali also to Kenyans of Asian origin, to Kenyans everywhere. So you see, it's really happiness today, Weta. And anybody who try to bring anything other than joy will certainly have come to grief themselves. Huku tukiwapongeza kwa uteuzi wenu wa ndugu Weta kuwa mgombea wa kiti cha urais mwaka ujao, tunataka kuhakikishieni kwamba tuko pamoja nanyi. Kama ambavyo ilisemekana, swala hili, jambo hili, tukio hili la leo lafuata lile ambalo ndugu yetu Gideon Moi alikuwa nalo hapa. And wasn't it a great event? And indeed today is even a very good event as well. So Bomas of Kenya is becoming the place for delegates to assemble freely and to take free decisions about the future of their own political organizations as well as the future of their own country. I just want to be very brief. My brother Weta is a dear friend. I went to Parliament before him. He must have been studying me closely. Mtu kutoka huko Sekuru anaenda bunge. I ran, and I can disclose here that Weta, practicing as he then was as a young advocate of the High Court, contributed a lot of money to me, beginning at my political journey. He sent so much money, which kept me going for a whole week campaigning, 500 Kenya shillings. And that money, call it seed money, is what has actually brought us together. And we have been therefore trusted friends. Weta, you remember after 2013, Ndugu Gideon had not joined us, and quite sure, I'm very sure that he's not foreseeing any trouble ahead. Kule tulikula tear gas na Ndugu Weta, na ndugu mwingine Tinga. Tulikula tear gas kama code when we said there must be electoral justice. When Kenyans go to the vote, they want to go home and sleep knowing their vote counts. No wonder there's been voter apathy, because although IBC, we are told, we are targeting 6 million votes, new voters, they have only been able to do just slightly over 1 million. And we want to take advantage of this opportunity, Ndugu Weta, to say Kenyans still, if there's still a window of opportunity, let them register, because there is hope at the end of the tunnel. And this is a hope that Ndugu Weta and Ford Kenya have come to tell us to celebrate. We celebrate hope. We can never give up hope, because then we would not have a nation to be proud of. Therefore, for the remaining days, Wakenya wenzangu, tujitokeze, haswa vijana. Vijana mjitokeze, wale ambao katika middle colleges and they have IDs and they have not taken out their voters cards, please do so. We are calling on you as OKA. And I tell you, from the point of view of Wiper Democratic Movement, and we are learning from Ndugu Kanu and Ndugu Ford Kenya, that these things can happen and happen well. I think we'll be probably next in line unless our friends in ANC do theirs mapema. Because we want to be able to move this country forward in a very decisive manner. I stress the word decisive. And therefore, those who have been panicking, saying we're in boardroom meetings and what have you, have reason to fear, because the arsenal is getting assembled. And we are not going to play around anymore. We have a nation to save. Ndugu Weta, I thank you, because you're a practitioner of foreign relations. And I'm quite sure as worried as all of us about this region. If you look at what is going on now within the Horn of Africa, within the IGAD region, when Sudan the other day had a military takeover, and that has a definite knock-on effect on South Sudan. You begin to wonder. When you see that a Nobel Peace Laureate like Prime Minister Abiy is facing such serious challenges in Ethiopia. And by the way, this is the one African country that was never colonized. And this is why Ethiopians are very proud people. And they wonder what is happening in their own nation. As Kenyans, we should brace ourselves for the very unfortunate development that has happened in Ethiopia. Because already we have had a very sickly neighbor, Somalia. And Somalis generated so many refugees to us. We cannot afford to have another 1 million, 2 million refugees from Ethiopia. Therefore, let us pray and hope and wish our brothers and sisters in the Democratic Republic of Ethiopia well. And they must act decisively and call each other to dialogue. One beauty about Kenya is we fight seriously, but we do so with our mouths, particularly after what happened in 2007. I think we said never again. And we want to repeat it from this podium, courtesy Ndugu Weta, that Kenyans will never fight again because of the outcome of an election. I think this is what informed our friends Kina Malala and Mudavadi and Agoi and ANC to say Amani, ANC. We want to live that spirit. But of course, absence of violence does not necessarily mean that the country is peaceful. We want to be able to make sure there's justice for all, respect for institutions, the judiciary in particular. OCA is so committed to making sure the Kenyan independence remains independent, judiciary remains independent, and we want to congratulate Justice Martha Koome, because we can see she's on the right track. We will stand with her in ensuring that the Kenyan judiciary truly remains, and if there's any dispute, a true arbiter of any political and other disputes in this country. Therefore, for us, the principle of separation of powers is key, and we'll go out of our way. Now, let me add another one for us brothers to think about as we celebrate Weta's moment, because this is your moment. Wanaenda kule kuandaa vijana wetu kwamba tutawapatia pesa. Yaani unawapatia pesa kusema kweli, na huwa ni pesa nyingi sana. Pesa mamilioni kwa bahasha wanapatiwa, alafu katika hafla hiyo zinararuliwa, watu wanaumia kwa sababu hakuna mpangilio. Nani mjinga hawezi kuona hii ni jama ya kuonga, mass bribery with a policy? Therefore, when we say that tutakata ushuru marudufu asilimia 50, kila mtu kama anavyosema ndugu zetu wa ANC atakuwa na pesa mfukoni. Yani utakuwa proud Kenyan, sio mtu ambao unapatiwa bahasha alafu mnapigana pale, wengine wanaumia. I'm told a young man in Bone is now living without his manhood. Did you hear me? Yani amepigwa kwa sababu amepatiwa shilingi 29,000 kugawa. Anakimbizwana naye, anatolewa private parts. Is that really what bottom up is all about? Yani vitu bila mpangilio. Yani watu heshima haionekani, heshima ile utu, kwamba at least pesa zangu hizi wanararua. We are telling Kenyans, chukueni hizo pesa kwa hasira, chukueni kabisa, na tena mwambie hazitoshi, zile zingine mumeiba leteni pia. Are we together? Ford Kenya. Delegates, hebu inueni mkono huko nyuma. I want just to see whether we are really serious about saving this nation. Sasa tukikata ushuru kwa asilimia 50, you know what that means? Everybody will have work to do. As Ndugu Weta has himself elaborated, the economy will grow horizontally. There will be very little tax evasion. Kenyans will be willing to pay so that the country and the economy's GDP will grow, will triple. We'll be talking about triple economics, triple GDP. This week I met Mzee Obasanjo, one of the founding father figures of NEPAD, New Partnership for African Development. He was actually here in Nairobi, along with President Goodluck Jonathan, former president of Nigeria, and President Koroma, and the lady president from the Central African Republic. And in his presentation, because we are trying to deal with the problem of conflicts in Africa, President Obasanjo gave us a thought, which I think we will follow as OCA, that when we took over the leadership of Nigeria, the external debt was at $36.6 billion. And they were paying $3.6 billion as debt servicing. Our country, I think, is at a worse position than that. And he said he had to go for debt relief. We have said it before. With our natural resources, our proven reserves in copper, for instance. Copper itself in this country rivals that in the DRC Congo. And we are working to make sure that DRC Congo becomes a member of the East African Community when President Uhuru Kenyatta is still the chair of the summit of EAC. And what that will mean is we, through proper, not Eurobond arrangement, but our own natural resources, will be able to wipe out this external debt. And people think we are daydreamers. We are experienced. We know what we want to do. Let me give you another example. I see no reason whatsoever why Kenyan youth will be working for 24 hours. Because when it is daytime in Kenya, I don't know whether you know, people in Chicago are now waking up. And people in Australia are going to sleep. We make it in such a manner that you will now be able to work throughout the world. Kenya has already established itself, its prowess in terms of the arrangements with Safaricom and M-Pesa, innovation and other innovations. When President Kibaki and us in the coalition government brought I don't know how many Kenyans remember, we brought fiber optics to the tune of 4.2 billion shillings. OCA will ensure that young men and women who want to work 24 hours will have free data bundles. Did you hear what I said? Because there's no reason why Kenyans wanting to work, lazima wanalipa bundle hii, Safaricom, you will have to tax the big corporates, but allow our youth to have free data bundles and see what is going to happen with this economy. That is the way to go. Vijana hawataka kupatiwa pesa wararue pale, mwingine anatolewa jicho, mwingine anaumizwa huko private parts in the name of bottom up. My friends, kumekucha. Kumekucha. You cannot be the architect of sinking your country's economy and pretend after sinking it through corruption you are able to lift it up again. So ndugu weta, kwa sasa unajua tulipigwa tear gas. Nilikuwa navalia kofia ya wiper. Alafu ndugu moja akaenda huko Makueni. Akasema, look at this. Hebu angalia, a whole vice president. The last time I saw him, alikuwa anakaa kwa lami. I didn't know ndugu Raila can fit into, pale kwa gari co-driver seat. Ile tear gas tulipigwa pale. Kwanza I still was wondering how Jim Orengo was going to survive. Yani naingia gari napata Raila ako huko ndani na ako amejifunikia pale because afraid pengine risasi itaingia. Yeah, the troubles we have seen. What I want to guarantee you, ndugu weta, I don't know how to run away from my friends. But sometimes my friends run away from us. Let us now develop this trust. When Ndugu Gideon was giving us this joke, kwa mfano tukikutana, we have developed this rapport. And I know in terms of timekeeping, and you can blame it on Mzee Moi's ability to teach his children, timekeeping. We know kwamba mimi nitalipa, if you arrive late at a function, because that is our standing order. If you arrive late at a function, your principals, you pay the bill. And I know that when Gideon Moi never will pay. Never pays. Timekeeping. The struggle is always between MM and myself. And so, this is it. We are going to develop this rapport, a spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood that is going to permeate to the grassroots. So Kenyans can develop trust for each other. And trust is important. The trust deficit is what you're going to get rid of. The deficit in trust. Kwa hivyo mimi tayari na washangilieni sana. Ndugu Eta, I know you. And you know I know you. You even quote the Bible. And what has happened here in Bomas today, mtu anaweza kukutana na mwingine kwa barabara, akauliza, did you know delegates wa Ford Kenya walikuwa Bomas? Waanza kuulizana, ati nini unasema? Alafu anasema, are you the only stranger in town? You know, this is a biblical true story. When Cleopas, on the road to Emmaus, to Jerusalem, met up with Christ himself, the risen God, the risen Lord, alafu he was listening to them. Anasema, what are you discussing? Then this man akamuuliza Cleopas, are you the only stranger in town? Weta likes to quote that. And I want to say, Kenyans, if you don't see what has happened today in Bomas of Kenya, you must be the only strangers in this country. A strong Ford Kenya, ably led, and of course you beat you at it. If you thought you have the first deputy leader, gender, Shakila Abdallah sends her greetings, the deputy leader of Wiper Democratic Movement. And this is the way to go. We believe in Wiper that the next government should be 50-50, 50 in terms of gender, so that we debunk this myth about making all of us look like liars. We are not able to achieve the 2/3 gender rule. We are going to achieve it anyway, because I see the women are really coming up. So, Dada Millicent, congratulations. Congratulations. And so, you have done it. Weta, keep at it. Ndugu Gideon, the latest, the earliest, but the earliest bird catches the worm. God bless you.
Asante sana. Jamani, tumuongeze kofi moja nzuri. Asante. Basi wakati huu ningependa kumwalika Honorable Millicent Abudho, Deputy Party Leader Ford Kenya. Tumpigie makofi akija jamani. DJ niangushie uzito ya hiyo ngoma.
Haki na ukweli. Weta State House Direct. Thank you very much, my party leader, Moses Masika Wetangula, our OCA principals, Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, my brother Gideon Moi, our senator from Kakamega, Mr. Malala, and all honorable members in the House. Ford Kenya! Usawa, haki na ukweli. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity today to thank all our delegates from all parts of the country who are here today. Clap for yourself if you are a delegate who came all the way to make this day successful. Before I give my vote of thanks, when I was sleeping and I woke up in the morning, I didn't know I will be a deputy party leader. And because I love my party, Ford Kenya, and the delegates decided Millicent is going to be our deputy party leader. Who am I to say no? I respect